Hello, and welcome to the case review of Costa Vega. We just finished up episode 8. So it turns out Sheriff Bo Baxter,
Oh,
he's a bad guy.
oh,
And that guy's been
yeah.
sheriff of Costa Vega since you were kids.
I
so.
know.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
Ooh.
I'll be honest. I didn't say
Yeah.
it as Justin. I wasn't surprised that it was the sheriff. I was like, okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah, okay, cool.
I was surprised that it wasn't Patches. I think that
Yeah,
was my surprise. Like, I was like, what does Patch have to? I keep calling him Patches. What does Patch have to do with this?
Yeah,
Patches makes him sound like a cat, and it's kind of adorable.
For me, it's a Dark Souls reference. Dark Souls and Bloodborne. There's a character called Patches. He is like an absolute shit face. Like he's the worst person in the game. Like he's kind of like he's like a rogue. He's like he will steal your stuff if he thinks it's useful. But the moment you show that you're stronger than him, he'll be like, we're cool, right? I won't mess with you. You don't mess with me. We're good, right? So that's why I kept saying Patches. But no, that was great. That was incredible.
That was really good.
That was a fun one.
Wow. That got real dark. I was like, oh man, we're gonna have to do this thing for this crime boss, and I still didn't like. Oh yeah, this could literally get bloody. Like I was like, no, the dead body's already gone. We want no. Of course. I don't know why I get surprised every time. It makes perfect sense that you are setting us up that something could get very dark and dangerous, and I'm like, what? It's great that I can like we can read like your cues and stuff as far as like navigating through the world and the story, but then like every time it's like that kind of a thing, I'm like, like
every time we see a body, we're like, is the body? What?
Someone's dead? Like
it's so great, actually. You know, it's like the preserves like the fun of finding a body.
You know, we don't even have to pretend. We're honestly shocked every time someone dies on our murder mystery show.
All right, who wants to start here? Stars and wishes.
Okay.
I'll go first. Stars for Rick. We've been saying it before, but I'm just gonna officially label it as a star. This, like the twist at the end, was so perfect because you set all of these like clues for us to understandably think it'll be Patch.
Yeah.
And like even have Patch act like it would be him. But then you were like, nope, it was the sheriff. It was just an incredible twist, and I think he set it up so perfectly and explained it so perfectly.
It was a perfect balance, like that, like the hit, like it was the exact appropriate like percentage of like we're on the right path, and then you get like it was enough that like it felt satisfying, but it didn't feel like shit, like we were on the wrong track. Like it was the exact right percentage of like one like to the other. It was so good. And then, like really the double twist of him actually showing up in the end, I was not expecting that at all.
Incredible. Caitlin, my star for Caitlin. I just find it very amusing that I think we always do this. We always do the task that others should be doing, but I think you did it the most today. Like you did everything that usually Justin would be doing, and I loved how uncomfortable Annie felt doing that. Like especially in the elevator afterwards, they're like, I don't know how you do this. I absolutely loved it. Sparkle. I enjoyed playing Justin just flat nervous, because I think like every time we've done this, Justin is really good at lying and pretending to be someone else and like doing what he needs to do. But I think that is because he's always been like, the person's dead already. Like, no one's gonna come after me specifically.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. This was like, everyone here has the capability and probably will murder me. So playing him like constantly nervous was a lot of fun, and that'll be my sparkle. My wish is this is kind of like a weird wish, but my wish low-key is for this to like ramp up my bond of everyone, the people in the Costa Vega know me, and now also be a thing for Annie, because like we're just straight up on the news now. So like I want to, because I always do this, and I think it's very fun. It's my homage to Psych as well, of like getting a name generator up and being like, my name is Hugo Farley and this is Laura Bennett. Now I would love for it to be like we do this and we're like, and everyone's like, we saw you on the news.
No,
we know who you are. Yeah.
We know who you are.
God, hooligans. But I gotta start a rec for, I mean, we already said, but just like how good this was. Like it was so tight. We've been talking since the beginning about how like every episode we feel like we get a little bit better at the pacing and everything, but it was so well done and like set up from the beginning, having these little pieces of things that even in the beginning I was like, I wonder if the cops are involved. Like if like just by your setup, it didn't mean like I was like I solved it, like but like it was a thing that was in my mind that by the end, because it had felt reasonable early, like it was still a shock of how everything played out, but I was immediately like, yes, we're folding all the way back around. Everything feels like this is exactly how it should go. Like it is just, you are so, I've said it billions of times, but like one of like the best who's ever done it, especially when it comes to like mystery and arc stuff. No, like I'm so serious. You do not get to refute this.
Talk about Drac. We're running out of time. Talk about Drac.
It's great. You're so good at it. Drac, just, I mean, anytime we banter, anytime we riff, I think one of my stars for sure for you has to be the the continual, like, just very good at holding on to a bit. The like you gave us a like, or you made us owe him a favor, and then like and then leaning into like what we could very obviously tell was us going to get called in for a favor, being like they wouldn't, and like riffing on that and being completely like we're good, like just being able to lean into that is so much fun.
So good.
And then, and in the same vein, just like being able to pull things back, using the Axe body spray, of course it had to come back, and getting to use it, that it was so perfect. It was so good. Like as soon as you said it, I was like, yes, of course. That's one of the things. Like I think we're just hitting those full circles are always just, it's so good. It feels so good. Oh man, and just everything. This entire episode, it was fun seeing both of them try to get out of their comfort zones a little bit and like be like, I don't know. I mean, Annie's always uncomfortable, but it's never like anxiety. She just like hates stuff. But anyways, it's very fun to see both of them. And then Sparkle, I think, has to be. I love putting Annie in a situation. I love it when she's not doing a thing she's good at, because it makes me get creative. And so I think that's my stars that I got to get. I think I was very creative with this with the locks and the car and stuff. It's so much fun. So I think that was great. I had a good time with that. And then I don't even know if I have a particular wish right now. I'm just excited that we're end game. We got penultimate and then finale left, which is wild. And I don't even, at this point, I'm like, I don't even care what happens. I just can't wait to play this freaking game. This is so fun. So yeah, that's my word vomit.
I mean, yeah. So first of all, it's like for me, like a big star to Drac at the beginning of the game when they saw the news report and you went to like try and rip the phone out of the wall, so but then you're like, but the phone doesn't have a cord. It's like speaking of psych, it's like that feels like such a psych kind of like I could picture Sean or Gus just being like, but where's the cable? Pull it out of the wall. It doesn't have a cable. It was such a great moment, man. So that's your star. And Caitlin, it's like there were so many moments through this like clever little solutions to problems. What was the one in particular where like I was gonna set a high threshold on something and then you came up with this really clever idea that I kind of it was the lock with the high school thing with the
we've been talking about high school about like silly solutions to things the entire time. I was like, Axe body spray, man, let's go.
It was so perfect, like to tie into the Axe body spray. Also, with Drac, I love bringing back like looking for the Axe body spray and then making it the weapon in the end. It's like, again, one of those things that like, if you didn't know it wasn't planned, it's like you might think that we had made that up, but like, that was
all scripted.
Great.
They're all scripted. We talked about it. It's all scripted.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's like 400 page scripts. It takes me all week to write them, and then oh my God, I don't even know how they memorize them. But
sometimes we film 2 back to back, man. You woo.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, that's so it's like those are my stars. Like wishes, I mean, I have no wishes. I love this. It's like this is just a great time, and it's like y'all have gotten so good at like keeping the investigating fun. Like there was a time where I was sort of worried that the show would have to bounce back and forth between like character stuff and investigative stuff and funny stuff and character stuff, and and instead it's like you've managed to truly blend it all so that like we can have all that stuff together in the same scenes. And it's like I don't know, it's like I would say just keep doing what you're doing, and that's it. That's my wish. Just don't and I guess my Sparkle, I'm happy with the way that this prize came out this time. I had actually, way before the season started, I remember we were talking about this, and I had said something about how, like, I might, that I was trying to figure out how to approach like the law enforcement angle of the show, so it's like, that led to like Wayne Gill, the sort of, hopefully as
Useless.
non-threatening as possible,
Yeah.
useless idiot, deputy. And then I was like, and if we're going to have a sheriff character, it's like, well, in the tradition of the shows we have done in the past, I feel like that is an opportunity to, express our
It was good. He's been so like he's been like just enough coarse to us that like he's grating, he's annoying, and like enough to be like, I don't like, but like never enough of anything outside of like protocol that we would have any reason to be like, he's been evil. Every episode we think he's evil, but he's enough of like a dickwad that by the time we got to the end, you're like, yeah, eat it. Like
yeah, it all went really well. So every once in a while, it's like some of those surprises like feel like fizzles in the end, and like the ones that land, you're always just like, it's like, all right, it's like it was worth the wait,
the axe
and I guess
spray and then like lead pipe to the face.
The lead pipe's great.
What a way to go out.
From the get-go, like the moment I was like, I'm gonna get the axe body spray, I was like, I know I'm gonna use this. I want to, because I think it'd be very amusing to use it. I thought I was gonna use it as a way to be like, because I thought it was Petch. I thought Petch did it. So I thought we were gonna do that, the good old, we call them up and be like, we know what you did. I'd be like, by the way, love your axe body spray, just to be like, I've been around your stuff without you knowing.
Yeah.
And then I thought that's how it's gonna be that come together. But then it being like the sheriff straight up just showing up and it being them, I was like, ooh, okay, cool. I know I'm gonna use it. That's why I was like,
unfortunately, we are way over time.
Yeah, it's a good one. We gotta gush. It's good.
Yeah, so thank you so much for joining us for the case review of Costa Vega. And we will see you for the next one. Bye.